No, 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 no. Let me take this off. Oh, wait till I hear my alert. Hey, hey, hey. We live. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. No, they didn't. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, yeah, they did. Oh, oh, oh. Let me turn this off, though. I don't want that beeping while I'm doing the show. Well, it's not a show while I'm talking to you. Hey. What up, everybody? Give me a second. I'm getting ready to put the link in the Discord. Give me un momento, por favore. Un momento, por favore. There we go. Copy this right here. We're going to put this right here. And we're going to do that right there. Oh, let me take that out of here because it's not really that. That's just for me. That's a note. Oh, I didn't put my note in. Give me a. Give me a second. There it is. There it is. I gotta put that in there because that is not correct. No. Edit this. Scroll back now, please. Thank you. Give me a second, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm just messing it up today. But that can't go down in the champagne room. There is no sex in the champagne room. No sex in the champagne room. All right. What up, everyone? Welcome to a special edition of Sabbath Talks. I'm feeling a little, I'm feeling blessed. I'm hoping everyone is well. Happy Sabbath. I am a businessman who wears his faith pretty much out front. My clients, they know about how I work, or at least most of them understand that I have a deeper understanding of my faith, because I've been studying for a long time, and I'm still so flawed in how the world has kind of skewed my views over the years. That's happened to all of us. If you came into this world with faith and then it changed on you because the world gave you its narrative of how your faith is supposed to be maintained, when everybody around you basically just tells you, do as I say, not as I do. Which don't work, man. That don't fly. Hold on one second. I just want to make sure. Yeah, my audio's going. So this week, actually, the thought of this toxic thought or the Sabbath talk came earlier in the week. I was doing the video. I was getting ready to roll out the last video, which was Welcome to Fight Club, which I was discussing how you build an enterprise business, right, with the software stack that I'm working with. And I'm doing that because I'm working enterprise businesses. And, you're always, if you're a person of faith, you're balancing your faith with your business, and and especially in hip hop, the cockiness you have to have. There's an edge you must have, this very arrogant nature. But that doesn't suit you when you're trying to do business, right? So if you're a very pompous, arrogant person in a for a public performance, it's hard for people to then flip and see your business side, because, well, you're saying one thing and you're exhibiting another, or you're telling people to, like Pied Piper, leading people one direction while you're doing another. So I had let me pull the screen over here so you can see it. Put that back there. Give me a second. Let me my screen. There we go. So on this video, the welcome to Fight Club theory. And actually I can just pull the actual graphic back up because that's real small. Give me a second. Let's pull this up. I'll put it in here so that way we can just actually just go to this one. So as a businessman and as somebody that's an artist, you're balancing your ego, you're balancing your pride while you're also trying to be perceived as someone that can create, commerce. Like you're not just here to perform and make money. You're also trying to do something else. Like you have business, you have these other businesses. And for years, I haven't been doing my public side of my business as far as my music side and my social media side, none of that other side, because I'm focused on the bigger problem. I've always been that way. I don't know if it's just a quirk of mine. Like my girl always hears me say, I always want to do the biggest problem first. Let me get rid of the biggest problem first so I can get it off my shoulder. So even if I'm working with her at the kitchen, it's like, give me the biggest pan of chicken first. Let me chop that up for you. Or let me work on the most amount of boxes. So just leave a big table full of boxes for me to work on. And then I'll come in there and I'll just do a big dump of them real fast. And that way there's only a few left as you're finishing off, right? Because I label all her boxes for her meal, the meal plans that she got going out. So it's checking your ego for one side of your business while at the same time being able to having to have an ego for another side of your business, the duality of it. It's a fight club within yourself, which I really didn't expound on here, but this is where this talk came from. Because I was like, well, I'm not going to talk about it here on the business side. I'll talk about that in like a Sabbath talk where I can just kind of be more personal, right? So the duality, right here is a crown. I was like, when I was thinking about a crown on a table, putting it down. Like for a moment, it was something that a teacher had said that sometimes you've got to surrender your divinity to be able to pick it back up. And I never really quite got what he meant by that, because I was like, well, if we're nothing, because if I don't know, and this is my Anglo brothers and Anglo business clients that I work with understand that, look, they work with me because of me. And that's what I respect. Like they sit there and they don't see, they see my color, right? But they do business with me. They understand I'm stressed. They can see what's going on in the world. And they can see the anger from my people. And they get it. And that's why I respect my clients. Like I do. Because again, they see me for me. Even when other businesses that we work with, or with, like I talked to at the other kitchen, there's businesses out there. Shout out to Nico, and his brother and his father and his mother. I see people from Colombia working hard, people from Italy working hard, like people coming here and seeing the Ponzi for what it is. And America's had this huge crown on its head. Huge, 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 huge crown. And now we have to sit there and say, maybe we have to put that crown down for a moment. Now, I don't say this out of disrespect for people who love their nation state. I get you. I've been in the military. I was in the United States Marine Corps. Hoorah. Semper Fi, do or die. Devil dog, right? I did that. Football loving, beer drinking. Just my beer was 40 ounces. because we got to do that Schlitz malt liquor and all that stuff because Billy D. Williams told us to. I've lived the life and experienced this because I came here with immigrant parents. I'm first generation American. Where I come from, I see brown people working in stores, but I was born here, so I'm American. So I lived I was born in Cali. Inglewood, always up to no good. Um, been in New York, been in North Carolina, been in Japan. I've been around the world and I've seen the same pain. Whether it be underneath the oligarchy of the queen on your dollar, whether it be some other guy in a wig on your dollar. The thing is that regardless of what situations that we've all seen and where our generation that lives in this world now, the thing is that we've all had this, even as people, I guess from the 70s, as my brown people have been getting some of their rights back. And I'm gonna show you some stuff in a minute. This way, we can all be on the same level playing field because the narrative is kind of disjointed. And then we're going to discuss some of that. That's why today is a day I can kind of get my Sephardic swag. I'm in that mode today. I can't, like, my grandmother and grandparents were blessed as far as on my mom's side. And I seen the struggle on my grandmother's side, on my father's side. There's things I like about myself and I don't like about myself. There's a privilege. And a kind of an adjustment, that an unwantedness. Because it doesn't matter where I go when you're looked at as a threat just because of your color. And then ego can swell the head, especially when you're young or you're hungry and you're tired of not having. I remember that feeling as a kid. We saw, I don't know, we all saw Boys in the Hood. That was life. It wasn't a movie. It's still life. The neighborhoods may change the name, but the pain is the same. So this week, I saw a lot of pride. But as y'all know, as the market begins to crack, as I've been warning, it was going to be, like I said, look, Bitcoin is a canary in the coal mine. I swore up and down all summer, I kept telling you, end of November, first week of December, I'm out, right? I kept saying that crap. And I said it because that's just the way it played. But it never went to the 100K. Why didn't it go to 100K? It didn't go to 100K because there was no more printing. There was no more capital. There was no more money. And that was what Bitcoin was to signal. It signals the point that your economy is at its top, tippity top. And that was it. Look at. We ain't been back till November's numbers. November, crack, down. And everything continues to fall. Now, what you're beginning to hear is what I said summer of last year. I said, what's going to happen when people start missing them earnings? When them earnings start missing, right? Look at what happened this week. Earnings came in. And I say this stuff because there's pain at loss. I heard somebody on a UK Bangers, what's going on, fam? I heard somebody on a YouTube video, one of those millennial money guys, basically say he lost $1 million, y'all. Lost $1 million. Do you know how many people have followed him? Bet a little. Keep it calm. Bet a little. Right? Bet a little. I'm going to buy the dip. That's bet a little. No. I don't. When y'all heard me talk anything about about Bitcoin, what I say, for the most part, I'll earn it. Why? It's digits. I said it back in 2017. Earn your crypto, earn your crypto, earn your crypto. It's right there on my channel. I said it back in 2017. I've been saying it all last summer. I said, yo, at the end, when Bitcoin goes into crypto winter, man, people are going to really feel this pain. I lived it in 2018. I know what 2018 felt like. Wait till 2022. Y'all are going to feel what I felt in 2018. It hurt. Especially if you go hard. That's why I said in December, I was like, I was waiting. I was like, it ain't going to go there. I'm out. I know what happens right after Christmas. I know there's a January dip. And I was like, I'm out. I'm going to start shorting the market. Because we're going to go down all the way till November of this year. But what I also remembered was the pain. And I also remembered back when I worked at the bank. And I remembered the pain when the market was like that was beginning to crack. And I remember people getting fired. Y'all, yo, for real? If you look on the news right now, hold on, I'm going to show you right now. This is the same shit that happened and why I left Citibank. When I tell y'all I worked at Citibank Private Bank, Citibank Private Bank is net 5 million is the net that our clients had. Period. You got to have moolah. And then I watched the person that hired me get laid off. Mass layoffs, right? So banking, this way you can do it yourself. Layoffs, right? And then what you do is you go to your news. And if you want to get down to it, instead of just going recent, you can just look in the past week. Boom. Wells Fargo starts layoffs in home lending unit. Home lending. Why are they getting rid of the home lending unit? That means they don't think any more loans is coming. That means there's no more credit. They know what's coming. Now they're laying people off. That means there's a severance package. That means they're going to be let go for cash. That's it. They're gone. They know what's coming in their third and fourth quarter earnings. And they've got to now get rid of and hemorrhage out people because they can't hold debt. These companies, all these other companies that ain't banks, what do you think they're going to do? Credit is about to dry up. If you fire the people that do the credit, that means credit is drying up. How do you create new money in a fiat system? We're going to get into our Sabbath side, but we got to get this economy shit out of the way. Because we can't get into the other side of this without just easing some other shit. When I saw this, that was the first shot across the bow. Then I left in 2004. A few years later, crack, boom, there's your 2007, 2008. Now, I don't know how much time we have because, hey, didn't they just print like trillions of damn dollars? And like print more than all the money ever in the world in like a few years to handle the Pikachu, Omarion. Omarion, I'm sorry, bro. I know you hate that shit. My bad, fam. But you know, I had to, dog. I had to. But for real, you know, we're gonna say the Decepticon, the Transformer. We printed a whole bunch of cash flow, right? And okay, then we put it all into the market, which then does what? It makes a company's assets go up. What do they then have to do? They're now reevaluated based off the current amount of cash flow that they have at their disposal. That means they got to make higher earnings. How? That's what I was talking about last year. That's why I said this year's going to be a little bit painful. I didn't expect the whole thing with the food shortage thing. Oh, they are really in play. But I ain't going to deal on the problems because we already have plenty of people all over every single avenue of communication, whether it be short form or long form, that can give you the problems. I need a solution. And unfortunately, nobody wanted to stand the hell up to do one. So I don't offer you a solution. I'm just telling you if you see a path, and that's what the toxic thoughts are. And then we're going to get into Sabbath talk. But what my toxic thoughts are, especially the last one I just did, 89, was I showed you is when I went to WordPress, I went to WordPress because I had spent months, if not years, trying to figure out what I was going to do after I couldn't be a web designer anymore. Because we were in now a content management system world, because that's what I just left. The company was putting in a thing called TeamSite, and TeamSite was a content management system that they were spending a ton of money on. And I was like, well, wait, there's content management systems online that are open source or free. And I was like, oh, well, they're paying millions, like, excuse me, a whole lot of money. It had to be millions because all of our salaries to work on this problem. So they're spending millions, right, to handle a content management system. And I'm already online seeing free ones. That's when I know the Bobo was off. I knew something was off. The whole system's off. How are you paying $1 million for something I just found for free? For free. And then I was like, yo, if they waste money like this all the time, they can't really be good with money. What is that? And these are the same people that are in charge of our economies, y'all. I was like, okay. No. That makes no sense to me. And I don't care who y'all aligned with out there. Y'all and y'all funny style-ish. Y'all weird. For real. All that weird, I want to go to a costume party and wear some antlers on my head stuff. Y'all are weird. Okay, y'all keep that. Y'all have all that time to do all that, but y'all can't handle your damn pockets. That's and you call yourself Sephardic. Are you serious? I can't use the other. So, layoffs, why I keep the screen up, are in the banking sector. Keep an eye on that. You saw what I just did. Keep an eye on it every single week. What I learned was systems break. My transition from the bank, because of the layoffs were happening, we went from having multiple buildings to now getting put in one. That's crazy. You knew. I was like, wait, how are everybody going to fit into this one building when we lost all those buildings? Like, yo, we can't all fit in here. Yo. And then like security doors and swiping cards. I'm like, these people are going to put chips in themselves to get in and out of here. I'm out. No. I know what happens in a certain book. I've seen what happens in a certain book. And we're going to walk down. I already kind of walked down there. Y'all already know that. Reverend Elon's going to put the computer in your brain. The artificial intelligence is going to be inside you. You know, what Yeshua is telling you. It's going to be inside the temple of God, proclaiming itself God. Yeshua was here, or Jesus was here to just tell you what the temple was. Like, geez, that simple. Here, this is what a temple looks like. Something's going to be inside that temple, proclaiming itself God. Just want to give you a heads up. Real simple type beats. And weirdos want to make it real crazy, y'all. Like, that's it. So now if you know what's coming, you know what's coming. Okay, so are you systematically in place to at least be able to pay taxes? That's what Toxic Thoughts is about. Like, that's the entire premise of why I created it. Because I was doing Crypto Plunder. I was like, wait, what am I going to do when we go back into crypto winter? You know what? Let me stop doing Crypto Plunder. I'm going to stop talking about that. And it's going to be Toxic Thoughts. And I'm just going to talk about ish in the world. But then, of course, I'm in the 3 a.m. room. And then, of course, now I got to do Sabbath talk. Because, hey, as I'm working in the things that I'm doing and what I'm cataloging and what I want us to be able to build, you know, a 3 a.m. library, which I think Notion can do. I'm going to start trying to figure something. Hold on. Let me show you a screen, bro. Boom, 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 boom. Hey. Where are you? Where is my network screen, man? Oh, there it is. Found it. Boom. Let me put this over here. Hey. Oh, wait. Let me change something. Hold on. I gotta just take something off my screen. Delete this view. Yes, delete it. Okay, there we go. That way. There we go. Sorry, had client information up front. Can't do that quite yet. Can't do that quite yet. Hold on, hold it. All right, there we go. So, what I want to do inside here is I'm going to also put, and actually I can do it right now, put a 3 a.m. Oops, damn, not a hashtag. Wait, no, that was what I want to do. Stop. Oh, it was. Hold on. This is not doing what I wanted to do. Hold on. Give me a second. Still getting used to this. Sheesh. Delete this. What I want to do is make another. I want to add another database. Full page. And then be able to start collecting stuff from the 3 a.m. room. And then everybody has access to, and then, and then here, right now, let me edit this and then change this type to a relation and then add it to the, right now, I'm going to work with system tags. Let me make sure I did that. Okay. So then this way I have access to all my system tags here. So then you can tag I'll be able to tag the data and then be able to search anything. Actually, I need to create 3 a.m. tags, completely different. So I'm actually going to have tags and 3 a.m. tags. But that's coming. It's one of the things as working on. All right. So anyway, getting back to it. Layoffs. Layoffs are getting ready to spike extremely on an extreme level at this point. We're looking at losses of jobs that are going to put an even harder stress on our economy. Like this summer, I think is going to be brutal. I think this is going to be a real brutal summer. But what we have to do is really to prepare. And really think about what it means now that as far as what we think our and our crown of being quote unquote American, the top the world reserve currency, the number one country that commands all the respect of all nations type beats. Like that whole rigmarole is kind of going bye-bye. And at that same time, I don't know what else is trying to peek its weirdo head up to start. But I want us to begin to start thinking of things just a little bit differently, right? We talk about the 3 a.m. room. We talk about, who we were, right? So when I talk about who we were, when I say that it's the Sephardic in me, when I say we have to begin to be like, when I think about what a crown is, like how can we be noble when we don't even know we noble? And what does that mean to be noble? What does it mean to be a king or a queen when we don't even know how to be children? When we don't even know how to be treated like a person because we're treated more as an animal or more as an object in the regards of even the women in our life or the person in our life, right? Is treated like an object instead of something that we cherish as a gift. And that's the biggest thing I think that in this world, I think we've forgotten what our gifts are. Because we're too busy worried about all the pain and the anguish and what we can laugh at rather than what are we doing to make not ourselves feel better about ourselves, because that's the vanity of the world and we are never going to feel better about ourselves. But what can we do to be better for somebody else? And that was the biggest thing, Love your brother as you love yourself. Simple in its logic, hard in its execution because we don't understand. We're so vain that that's the only way to explain it to us. What is your pride when you have no pride? There's a heavy meaning when it says there's a pride before pride comes a fall. Pride comes before a fall, right? Basically, you're so prideful, your society or you as a person get decimated. Nobody wants to mess with you. You've seen it in the, we'll just say the industry, right? In the industry, you've got those very egotistical clients that you may have to work with, that they really believe in this image that's shaped and viewed around them. And you're like, okay, wow, okay, you're one of those. I kind of like backed out of it because I didn't believe in the whole a person really talked about themselves in third person. I thought that they turned that shit off. No, there's some people that shit is on all the time, that they become the embodiment and the personalization of what they wanted to manifest, and they manifested it. You know, you can fake it till you make it, but when you made it, you're still it. And now there's this whole world crafted and created for their consumption. Like, think about that. There's a whole world crafted for them to go buy jewelry and be and be photographed, and for those to go to magazines, and for you to now want to go buy. Like, you're just part of an exchange of a lifestyle that is never was supportable. What did you do to create that? On the fourth generation, on those that hate me. You see, in the beginning of any society, you work hard to create something. First generation immigrant families know this. By the second generation, they kind of my generation are kind of bitter that their families work so hard, but are thankful and can reap the benefits of their hard work. Then our kids, we might work a little harder, and our kids are like, hey, I don't, you're supposed to give me, give me, give me. I watch TV. They give me, give me, give me. You're supposed to give me, give me, give me. By their kids on the fourth generation, I don't care about nothing. You ain't crap. All this shit. I hate everything in the world. And then those germinate and spiral out of control on the fourth generation that hate me. Damn, it's right there in scripture. And I read this before the third grade. I'm not here to be nobody's minister. I'm just trying to just say, yo, if you just see that the game is rigged, even if you don't want to play it with the word as the word, I get it. These weirdos still got the glass on the wall, and they worship glass on a wall. And you're not supposed to be worshiping glass on the wall. That can't even get through the first two commandments. Like, can't even get through the first two. So I get it. I get your hate of it. I get it. I get it. I get it. And then you got, the weirdo up at, the little hill. And I get it. I get it. And then all of his pontiffs running around doing their weirdo stuff. I get it. I get it. I get it. At the same time, we got to remember the Trail of Tears led from the coastline to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And when it got there, there was a bunch of people on a place called Black Wall Street. And Black Wall Street had businesses and banks and commerce. And then poof, burn, it's gone. Then we got into being thugging, and it's the thug it, boom, 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 boom. We got into all that. They wanted to keep us running around here, throwing up, doing all types of twisty things with our fingers, right? Wanted to be indoctrinated. Wanted to go still do these oaths and rituals. I get it. I get it. I get it. That's what you want to do. That you do. I got no time for that. Look, how is that helping an economy? Like, look. This is again the Sephardic in me. See, we forgot that was us. So why do I keep saying that's the Sephardic in me? That's the Sephardic in me. Hold on, we're gonna get there. Pride is put into our children. You can see that in television. But what pride can our parents give us? The narrative when I went to school was that some guy got on a boat. My accent came out. Some guy got on a boat. And then he come off the boat. Then he talk about his discovery. Then we told him, get the fuck on the boat. Right? We don't want nothing. All you do is bring disease. Go back. So, right? Somebody came off a boat, did a whole bunch of weirdo stuff with family members. They had to be run off. They came back heavy armored with blankets, making people sick. Germ warfare. Now, I keep saying it's the Sephardic in me. Where's my pride come from to be able to say that? How would I even develop any pride or self-worth in who I am if it wasn't for people in the 3 a.m. room doing what they do and even bringing up the narrative? I wouldn't have really, I mean, I've seen it. I used to be around the Nation of Moors. I was in there, I was learning, but I was like, again, I'm watching. Like, I don't get this whole pyramid thing. That don't make no sense to me. You're going where you really believe the alien is coming to get you and taking you. All right, I can't do that one. I'm still gonna be here, bro. That one ain't. That's the mothership ain't saving me, I guess. And I guess they didn't save Erica because she's still here. Right. So I get it, but I didn't get it. But I'm still watching. I like the whole thing about sovereignty and all that stuff. That was kind of making sense. And I read some of his books, and I could look it up on the internet and could find the stuff. Like, that was great. I was like, okay, he's strange with wanting the whole pyramid thing, but okay, the stuff I can find it online. It's out there. I can start researching. Then this thing, Wikipedia, came out. Oh, this is crazy. It was on and popping from there. And like, people just writing things in and it was being fixed. And all right, somebody's going to come up with a narrative and we'll just see if the narrative works out. Then we're supposed to take pride with no self-worth. We're supposed to take pride in our accomplishments. How do we take pride in an accomplishment when every time we do make an accomplishment, somebody steals it from us to take credit? Even our creative force, where we are behind the scenes making the music, making the production, who's really put up front? The managers, the CEOs of the business who are never on our street. No. They're at that weirdo ball where everybody got to dress up and in $100,000 dresses so that they can take pictures and be weirdos. Again, dress up like weirdos. I'm going to dress up as a pork chop. It is a sexy pork chop. She is wearing the sexy pork chop from Zabatam. Pizza's worth $3,000, $300,000. Right? Weirdo stuff. But I'm supposed to take pride in my accomplishment. What can I take pride in? My accomplishment of what? I'm helping a company make money, and I made them $1 million. Made them $1 million, coming up with an automation system that did the job of a whole office building. In 24 hours, I could deliver the product. And it took them 3 months. And it was hard. It was a process to generate a catalog that sold items to the government. And at the end of it, I had to take an Excel sheet and I had to spit out a PDF with descriptions and pictures. Made them millions because they couldn't even get the contract without it. Made them millions. Did I get a raise? No. Did I get a promotion? No. So how am I'm supposed to have self-worth in my accomplishments? That's everyone. That's you. That's how you feel. You go to work. You feel how you're not wanted or even like nobody cares. I get it. And there's nobody we can vote for that's going to change the problem. Like, they're going to suit their own self-interest in handshakes of secret brotherhoods and sisterhoods. I get it. I'm not here to judge. Y'all, you want to do your weirdo things, you go do your weirdo things. I got to focus on my focus. How do I give unto Caesar's what Caesar's? That's my mandate, right? Give unto Caesar's what Caesar's, keep doing what you do. That's what my king told me. So I guess I'll just go follow what my king told me. But nobody wants to just do. We just want to get into the spooky and just do what you're told. If you see there's a problem, you saw it's a problem. If you have a mandate, you have a mandate. Look, there's 10 laws. You can either follow them or you don't. If somebody is on his word, he'll act a certain way. If he's not on his word, well, then you know who the hell you're dealing with. You can move on if you want to. If you do business with that, then you got to do business with that. That's what I mean when I say it's the Sephardic in me. Of course, I'm not up in that weirdo stuff, talking to all them weirdos, trying to put my music with their shit. I can make my royalties on my own now. You have a choice. I keep saying, look, it's easy. Like the whole business thing, everything that I'm doing right now, what I'm building is just to build out a catalog and a dashboard. How do I do business at scale to be able to catalog my revenue, catalog my assets, and then I can give it worth without their needing to billboard me. I can make my own freaking billboard. I don't need you. I can scrape the web and get my data, put it in my own data. I don't need you anymore. I don't need you to be my label. I don't need you to be my distributor. I don't need you to be my marketer. I don't need you anymore. Now, if you would like access to my catalog, please feel free to ccdbaby.com. And I can keep it pushing and be of the world, but not in it. I ain't in this ish. I'm of it. I'm around here. Or it could be reversed. Either way, I don't want no parts of it. I don't need it. I don't need to like, look, the whole pride shit. I don't need it to be an artist. I don't need it to be an MC, even though I'm still a cocky bastard. With my rhymes, I'm still cocky. I just don't have to deal with the other crap. I don't have to perform other service to other doctrines. So I can take pride in my accomplishment. That's how I'll take pride. See, now I can't look at what my father may have done because my father was a Rolling Stone. So I can't base my foundation or my pedestal on that. And yeah, I can kind of see it in my grandparents, but then even my grandfather on one side is broken and he's cheating. He's like, that's what his papa was, a Rolling Stone. The sins of the father fall onto the son. Damn, right there in scripture. Again, things I saw right there before the 3rd grade, reading my mama Bible that her mama gave her. And I could understand this, thou, thine, and all that because West Indian. That's how my aunts talk. What's a guan and this and that and this and that and do. And this and things and that and do. So how do we take pride in our cities and pride in our country? I got shipped around as a kid. My parents got divorced. I don't know how divorce if your parents were divorced or not. But I know it divides you. It splits your mind up because now you're divided to 2 different households. You used to be one mind, one home, one thought. And now you're split between 2 different now ideals. You've been divided. But no parent really takes that into consideration because we no longer give a damn about the sanctity of our unions. And I don't care about what your union is to it. I don't got time for that shit. I'm not here to be your PC master. I'm just here to say that if you say you love somebody, it's supposed to be one flesh. But we can't even deal with our own flesh because we're too busy perverting our flesh. I have something for the kings out there and the queens out there. Take a May and have it be a no sexual anything outside of no external perversion type beats for a whole month. Like think of it as a fast, a perversion fast, and see what it does to your spirit. It changes you. See what it'll do to your relationship. It's changed my relationship with my future wife. She's actually going to be my future wife because I started changing my relationship with myself and my own perversions. Like I had to start walking that step type beat. I had to start changing. Like I knew I wanted to do another album. I wanted my album to be different. I wanted to be talking from a different place. But to get to that different place, to be able to speak from where I need to speak, I needed to stop being the way I was. I was a very lustful little djinn. Loved my perversions. Still do, still working, still work in progress. But I'm trying because it's easy to not do, to just follow with, to ride the tide. Broad is the way to destruction, narrow is a path to prosperity. Or narrow is the path to salvation, excuse me. I don't want no prosperity gospel bullshit. Because Father ain't here to make you money. He'd rather you not even have it. He'd just rather you just do you. Like, do you realize that Father just wanted to walk in the garden with us? That was it. Like, the reason why he took Enoch is because he just wanted to walk with him. Like, it's just that damn simple. We want to make our relationship with Father so damn complex with so many layers of bullshit and so many layers of this is the way it's got to be, but we just don't want to be children and take a walk. He so loveth Enoch that he took him. Enoch didn't want, Enoch would have ran to him. Like, he didn't gotta take me. I'll go. Can I go? I'm out. Yo, y'all, I'm out. Peace. This is what I've been wanting to do. I've been walking around here talking to him anyway. That's what I mean when I say it's the Sephardic in me. It's deeper than a layer of the bullshit of rituals. Father didn't want a ritual in the first freaking place, but we wanted rituals, so he gave us rituals. That's how stupid we are. He didn't want you to have a king, so he still gave you a king. But still not happy with that. Especially when the king said, I ain't here to change this world. I'm out. My kingdom is of heaven. Oh, nobody wanted to hear that shit. That's the reason why they rebelled against it. No. You're supposed to. Our Mashiach is supposed to be here and is supposed to. No, that's not what he was supposed to do. If that's what you believe in Yeshua for, and Jesus, that's what you call Jesus. If that's what you believe in Yeshua for, then that's what you're supposed to do. Out of us is supposed to be kings, but where is your kingdom? Out of us is supposed to be queens, but where's your queendom? Real tizzle, y'all. Like we sit here and we're like, okay, where is our capital? Where is our where capital? Like not even capital. Like we want to take over type beats. Give unto Caesar what Caesar. Look, we can't control the land. They want the land for us. They can't control your intellect. They can't control your intelligence unless you allow them to. The real estate in your mind still belongs to you for now. The real estate of your mind still belongs to you for now. Your creative thought still belongs to you. Isn't that what Father gave you, the act of creation? We want to create with some weirdo, whatever. Look, I'm not going to get into that. I talk about all the technical and economic things that in the world with ToxicThoughts. I say it and I do it because I did it because I didn't believe we understood the ramifications of what this digital economy was going to do to the entire economy. When I tell you I can short the economy since January, I told y'all I was shorting the economy since January. I put my screenshots up. I'm still in those shorts. I put my money. I didn't have much to put, y'all. I don't have that. I have to build other things. I have to build my catalog. I have to do things to make my own money. What you see with Toxic Thoughts, I'm showing you my business. I'm giving you transparency. When you see what I'm doing, I'm building my entire business online because you can. The reason why I'm using Notion is because I can build an entire media business. Look, no. I don't think you get it. Hold on. Boom. Here we go. Boom. Right? Come here. Boom. I'll have all my media stuff, investments, 3 a.m. data so I can keep my mental right, tag everything, have the media zone, which will have media clips, where those shared media locations, what networks, social networks, whatever. You can call it social networks. They're just networks. They're just now social involvement, but they're just networks. So what networks am I broadcasting to? That's a network database. So that'll be like Discord, or it could be for a client. It could be whatever. Right? To be able to post on behalf of a channel or whatever. Shorts, YouTube shorts are going to be big. I mean, they're already big, but creating YouTube shorts channel and be able to like clip things up and then put the music behind it for utility. I tell you, you don't have to go into the media business. You don't have to sacrifice your soul to them because you don't have to give royalties to them directly. If you want to go be weirdo with them later down the line, if that's your thing, hey, have at it. I'm just saying you could put your royalties at a company like a CD Baby. You pay your $20-something and they just distribute you to get your damn little micro transactions, and they go into your YouTube account, and then you can put that and invest that in whatever the hell you want. More software, more hardware, whatever the hell you want to do with that. It's not going to be much. Hence why I'm building a broadcast network, so that I can get more utility out of my product to broadcast in other places without me having to do it. I'll automate the process of making media. Find clips I like any damn way. Clip them any damn way. Keep them in a library any damn way. Use them whenever I feel like it in an automated way. Repurpose it over and over with different clips using different keywords. Yes, Lord. Because I have to create my own lane. I don't know what the media business looks like. Not anymore. I remember what it used to look like. I remember my hustle, y'all. Mine, if I wanted to be a musician, I don't remember if you remembered it, but we used to look at the magazines and see the people that we wanted to try to be like and emulate and see the places they were at, the pictures, right? The Source, XXL, all that ish. Try to want to get the unsigned hype and all that ish, right? And then you find, like, I went back to New York from being in the South, being a little Southern boy for a while, got out the military, went back to New York to try to make my way in the music business. Had a little bit of production behind me now because I came back from Japan, had a little production behind me now. I saw guys over there, like in their studios, and like in Japan, I was like, yo, everybody's going to be in their home. Everybody's going to be in. The DJ that was working at the club I was working at, he was on bass. He was also the rapper for the other DJ, and he was a DJ in real life. And he was doing it. He did all of his. He was selling tapes, and they were going to Tower Records. So he was doing consignment, and I was like, "Oh, you going right to?" He's like, "Yeah, I do it all in my room." Now, mind you, this is 1993. We're not even in like the year 2000 shit. We're talking 1993. He just had CD burners. He did it on his keyboard. He burnt the thing. He got it. Took it to his computer. Inserted in his computer. Used a program on it to do the compressors and all that other stuff on there. He made these tapes. He did these scratching tapes, and then he would sell those in the clubs. And then he would consign them to Tower Records all over Japan. So whenever he traveled, because he already had a network of Tower Records that he worked with, then he would just sell his stuff. He was just making money. He's like, I've been living here for years. And he could, because he was earning commerce. Here's an American in Japan doing exactly what we did in America. But we don't know how that hustle looks anymore. because it's changed. There's no Tower Records anymore. There's no FYE anymore. There's none of these small mom and pop record shops that actually people walk into. Like, who walks into a store now? Barely. I don't even want to, like, y'all, I'm going to tell you what's coming. I did it in New York. It's Fresh Direct. It's been there for years. I was getting food delivered to my house for years. This whole thing is new and trendy. No, it ain't new and trendy. It's old. I got lobster delivered right to my house, still fresh. But still boil that up in a pot, still moving. Sorry for y'all animal people. I'm sorry. But yo, it was tasty. But I saw what was coming, y'all, and I was driving back and forth. And this is, y'all, I promise you, I'm gonna get one of my homeboys that I used to drive back and forth to work, Vikram. Vikram, I'm gonna get you on here, bro. Vikram used to drive back and forth. This is my Indian brother from another mother. And he used to drive back and forth to go to work. He's taking me to work every day because that's how I got the job. I was going to be their web developer. So I'd already figured out my web development, right? Using WordPress, which is exactly how I put it on my resume. So I tell you these things because look, I'm giving you my life example to show you how you move in a digital age. I figured it out early. Keywords on your resume. That's all you need. Whatever software it is, put keywords on your resume. Software titles like C# and all that stuff. That wasn't how I got in here, and I didn't come in that game strong. I came in with Excel and Word on my resume, and I got a first job working at Music Factory, which was in the back of the Source magazine that sold the DJ equipment. Yeah, boy. That's how I'm aging the hell out. I told you I'm an old dude. And I'm trying to give y'all everything I got because I don't know how long I'm going to be here. Like, y'all, I could be out of here at any time. Like, yo, I'm getting old. My body hurt. I still got a dope album to drop. I actually have 3 albums to drop, and I'm pretty much done. But what I got to give you as far as whatever I got is this is the direction I'm going in so that I can build a data repository I'm using Notion. I showed y'all in the Musical Genius Discord. I'm using Notion to build out an entire way to collect data. It's not just about music. I can do marketing. I can do business. I can do sales. I can do t-shirts. I can do consulting work. I can put Notion on my resume and go do jobs for other clients. I'm just giving you the tools that'll get you jobs. And it's in the cash lane. For those of you that don't know, hold on. Over here. Coder gang. Here we go. This is my new technology stack. N8N, Xano, Notion, Bubble.io. If you put these 3 on your resume, you'll get jobs. That's why I'm learning them, y'all. You have these 3 on your resume, you can get a job. You can pay taxes. With these 3 right here. I'm not going to steer you wrong. Why? I found WordPress at 2.5. When I left New York working for the bank to come down to Macon, Georgia, to be able to figure out how to become a developer, I looked at everything and saw the coding language at the time. It was Perl, CGI, it was ASP, JSP. And then there was Dreamweaver. Dreamweaver was going to let me do all of the technology languages inside Dreamweaver. That's the reason why I was using it. So I was like, I'm going to learn how to do development through Dreamweaver. Because it was going to pick, again, software is your edge. Always use software. So I'm like, okay, so since I'm going to use Dreamweaver to give me my edge to be able to develop, and I can develop inside Dreamweaver, and I can do, all right, there's these programming language. So there's JSP, there's ASP, and there's PHP. I chose PHP because it didn't have to do all that Java installs, and it was really easy to install a server on Windows. That's the only reason I chose it. Then I had to use MySQL because it was a database. It was also a free database that pretty much went with it. And I used that to be able to start trying to learn how to build applications. Then I knew, well, building an application would be no different than me building code. And I realized, wait, no, I have to focus on this content management thing because this content management thing is going to be big. I will use Dreamweaver to help me build templates to whatever this content management system is, and I'll sell templates. That was going to be my business hustle to survive the move to Georgia. But of course, it took me a lot longer because it was PHP. I chose that. All right, got it. Then it's like, okay, there was no content management system. I was choosing two. It was PHP Nuke, it was PHP website, and that was it. And then between those two, I could not build anything business wise on it. Then all of a sudden, this thing called WordPress comes out, and I'm seeing that there's templates for it, and I'm like, because they just launched this template system and they're launching templates. And I'm like, okay, so you can build templates to this thing. Then I'm seeing this a little background economy start building around this thing, and I'm like, okay, I can hedge my bet with WordPress. I can make this move with technology. And I came back and had a job because of that. Through this transition to digital, what's going to happen is going to crush a lot of faith. It's going to crush a lot of people because they're going to blame everybody but the fact that this whole transition just happened. Do you think the person that used to light the candles on the street lamps because they were made with candles or gas lamps or at the time, what was it? The fuel of its time was kerosene. Do you know gasoline is a byproduct of the kerosene process and was a waste that they were just throwing away and dumping? That poison that was even more poisonous back then because it had lead in it was being dumped everywhere. And now it's everywhere. Though the cars could run on just vegetable oil. Ain't that some ish? You don't have to go through all the other stuff. You can take old McDonald oil and do a process to it and turn it into fuel and run your car. Your car's supposed to run on vegetable. Technology changes the landscape of everything, period. However you feel about it, doesn't matter. Do you think I wanted to be a graphic designer? I was like, you know what I want to do? Be able to make CD covers. I'll make CD covers for myself. I'll make a design business, and this is what I'm gonna do. I'll make music, and and my label will just have like dope art and and we'll put it in magazines and put it in art galleries. And that's what I was gonna go with. We're gonna make art because we were in a whole new revolution back then where clothes and music was fusing. Where you could go to Dr. J's and you could buy some clothes and it would come with a CD, and the CD be dope. So we were in this fusion of art and culture, and it was really dope, man. It was like this, like the whole AOL time. It's just, there was this whole experience of openness that just all of a sudden everybody could talk. Now everybody talks and nobody listens. What's coming is no jobs need you. How do I know? 2016, I got laid off as a web developer because now they could go to Fiverr and go get somebody for $10 to do my job. Do you know the self-worth when you're getting like past your, the age, like it's not like I'm in my 30s anymore. You get to be overqualified. That's what you got to look forward to, y'all. At some point in time, you're going to be an old head like me. And when that time comes, then all of a sudden, you're going to need to be able to be sure that you can retire. I learned that lesson really hard with my mom and the fact of her dementia. That was a hard lesson. And then realizing medical expenses are $24 an hour for nursing. I basically have to be her nurse. It's not like she can fend for herself. My mom is no different than a child now, and I'm now having to take that responsibility to realize if my mom has another 10 to 15 years, I don't want it to be in some other place, but we don't have the funds for it to be just me. My girl's business could not even grow. I can't make money when I'm my mom's nurse. There's just no way. And then that means her money is gone. That means I can't get clients. That means how? How do we survive? My mom taught me the truth of sacrifice when she couldn't spend time with me as a child. I now understand, like as a child, when you see your parent and you see that they have to work and now you have to be with babysitters or you have to stay with someplace. I basically have to live with my cousins. Shout out to my cousins from Bayside. I had to live with my family because my mom had to work after the divorce. And I'm in a room with nothing more than the word. That's it. I'm in a room with a Bible. Because my aunt treated me a little better than she did her kids. And so her kids were angry at that fact that I was treated different. And it's not their fault that they were angry. It's the fault for the situation that they were in to even made to be felt, to even feel anger. And I tried to explain this to their mother, and then I got a spanking because I basically got the do as I say, not as I do, because I'm sitting there trying to preach the word to her as a little kid. Like, again, this is before the 3rd grade, y'all, and I'm trying to preach the word, and it's not like I'm thinking I'm better than her or anything like that. I'm just saying that, hey, if you just, like in the book it says the children will inherit the kingdom of God before the adults will, because people make it really complicated. Again, Enoch was taken up because he just wanted to walk with God, which was all Father wanted in the first. Like, that was it. We make the entire situation of everything inside the book real complicated. Here's 10 command lines, because y'all know how I feel about this whole digital construct, that we're in a digital universe. You can see it inside your matrix. You are code. Period. Get over it. You're also in this weirdo quasi quantum matrix that the wall isn't really real, because you can go into an electron microscope and see its bits. But then if you go into those bits and break them down, you can get the actual physical code for what its makeup is, because it's going to have some type of genetic marker that you can code for yourself. So we're now making these new things. Some of them, we're going to get messed up by them, of course, because they just are weirdos and just make things, and everything they make hurts us. I think now it's going to be graphene, and it's going to be on the roads. They're going to be breathing this stuff in. Everybody's going to become cyborgs, man. It's going to be ridiculous. But anyway, when a family is broken up and everybody's separated, there's no way for you to feel whole. Or if you go into this world with one mind state and it gets ripped away from you, or your way of life gets ripped away from you, that's what we're dealing with. So how, and what we lost, how can, with everything we've ever lost, can we find the strength to begin to start thinking of ourselves past what we lost, past our conditions, to start thinking about whom we are as a people? I keep a reminder for myself. This screen right here. I keep a reminder for myself to remind myself that there was a time that they called the Dark Ages, that dark beings were kings and queens. Drake over here, right? We forget how Drakes and Mariah Careys are made. The Black Europeans. I mean, look at this. Look, this is one of my uncles now. Come on, man. This is a Greek. The nobles, the Moorish nobles. That's why I asked, what is nobility? How can you feel nobility when you can't deal, if nobody wants to deal with where we came from and what we lost? Now, again, I'm not here to bash anybody or start any cultural, like, look, there was an old world order, a new one rolled over us. Y'all's new world order is just that one that rolls over y'all now. We're still caught in this tide again, unfortunately, but now it's just rolling over you. You lose right to land. You lose right. Like, see, they're just going to do the same thing they did to us now to you. You were the weaponry to be able to take it from us, or your past, your elders, right? Your lineage was used to be able to take it from us, and now they're going to take it from you. So it's really New World Order 2.0 or 4.0, because there's like mud flood on mud flood on mud flood. So this is like a consistent thing. It's a wash and repeat type cycle. In my Civilization 9.0 video, I talked about that. The cycle of collapses of societies. Now, as we cycle out of this one, because we are cycling, like we were in this cycle, then this other order came over and cycled on top of us. We have to remember that in Scripture, something was said about yokes of iron. I just asked Google, and I said yokes of iron. It's in Scripture, right? Yokes of iron. They'll put yokes of iron around your neck. Then all of a sudden, I saw this picture. So then I click on that picture. Our history is in the Bible. Deuteronomy 28:48. He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. So what's another thing that comes out of that little pamphlet, the little segment of word? 400 years you'll be enslaved in bondage. I just asked Google. I didn't say nothing else. I didn't say black people. I don't care if there's hey, I don't know if the timeline and what the time is and this year and that year. Look, whatever they did to change their time to move the thing around, it now fits the narrative of what the Scripture says. So however it happened, it happened. Yes, there was a mind meld, forge, whatever, don't know, time shifted, or they just messed around with the books and this added dates, and I don't know. Look. Right now, does it fit? Yes. All right, that's all we can take. Take it as a child. Doesn't matter. I just asked Google about 400, and all of a sudden, these things start showing up. Again, I say it's the Sephardic in me. What? I'm not going to say anything, but Sephardic are Spanish who were first to convert to Catholicism or face expulsion from Spain in 1492, fall of Granada type beats. 100,000 to 300,000 Spanish Jews left Spain and settled in different parts of Europe and the Middle East. Sephardic Jews. I put Sephardic Moors because, that's another title for that timeline, right? Look what we show up with. Is that not similar to the Moors? So the Moors could potentially be Sephardic. Is that what's going on here? Is that what's up here? Blackamoor. There's the jewelry for it. There's the feathers. They're messing up Google now, y'all. Google images, you're going to have to do for your reverse image search. They've taken away reverse image search. Now they want you to do image with Google Lens, and now Google Lens no longer has the reverse image search. They don't want you searching for your images no more. So what I had to do is get a search by image. It's a plugin so that you can then use Google to be able to search your images. But now you also have all these other places to look for these images. So like even if you go to Shutterstock, oh no, there it goes. It can start looking for other stuff that might be in the vein of what you're looking for. So just a little tip, lesson for how you can start searching for some of your history, some of your story, our story. As a businessman, one of the things I talk about, and this is again why I'm doing what I'm doing, like I want to get some of our stuff back. It's going to be on sale soon. I don't want this stuff disappearing. The reason why I do Toxic Thoughts, the reason why I explain what I'm doing with my businesses, the reason why I'm trying to share what I'm trying to accomplish for my own self is that this is repeatable. I don't know what your business looks like. I don't know what you do. I just know that if you have a tool that allows you to begin to catalog your information, I would learn it. And if it can give you even a job to be able to do certain things in a business that can help you even use that for your own business, then you can write that stuff off. You can survive what's coming. You can begin to earn through this transition. Why so you automation? I keep telling you, they're telling you we're going into the Internet of Things. Things make money, not you. You are no longer a thing. They no longer need you. What did Busta Rhymes say? Extinction level event. Okay, that was years ago. There's only 5 years left until a change was beginning to flow. The end of the analog work era into the end to the rise of the systemated digital era, where machines will drive and deliver your food, and maybe you have a home, you will own nothing and like it. You will own nothing. What was it? The World Economic Forum? The Great Reset. The Great Reset. Welcome 2030. I own nothing. I have no process. Forbes that we've done, and keep those screens so we can have them as they keep trying to change their narratives. That's another reason why I was like, I got to collect our data. Welcome to 2030. Welcome to my city, or should I say our city. I don't own anything. Again, this is Forbes from the World Economic Forum 2016. Here we go. There you go. 2016. Welcome to the year 2030. Welcome to my city, or should I say our city. I don't own anything. I don't own a car. I don't own a house. I don't own any appliances or any clothes. It might seem odd to you, but it makes perfect sense to us in this city. Everything you consider to be a product has now become a service. Let me say that again. What I keep telling y'all need products and or services and or subscriptions, right? Services, subscriptions, right? Okay. It might seem odd to you, but it makes perfect sense to us in the city because they were born into it. Everything you considered a product in the past, see, 2016, has now become a service. Your driving in a taxi has become a service. Your food being delivered to you has become a service. Your clothes, you're gonna buy your clothes as a service. It's all here now. It's all here right now. Your clothes are a service. You can rent clothes now. You don't have to keep clothes in your closet. You don't own the home. You can try like now the y'all's generation just travel around. I don't live in one country. I'll be wherever I want to be. And that was years ago. This was being talked about. Now here we are. We have it. We have access to transportation, accommodation, food, and all things we need in our daily lives. One by one, all these things became free. So it ended up not making sense for us to own much. Wow. The clothes became free? I don't know how that's going to happen. Let's see. First, communication became digitized, and free came to everyone. Okay, yeah. So for the most part, yeah, all of my privacy information got locked into my email accounts. Okay. Then when clean energy became free, which is what we're working on now. That is now I showed you your solar cells, the wind farming, and all that stuff that you can create your energy with. And basically energy will be free. Okay, so yeah, that's right. That's right about now. Things started to move quickly. Transportation dropped dramatically in price. That'll happen once we get through the clog of finance, all of our assets being over. When we get deflation. When deflation finally happens, then yeah, everything's going to be dramatically low in price. That's why I said everything's going to be a deal in the future. It made no sense for us to own cars anymore because we could call a driverless vehicle or a flying car, I've been telling you about these drone cars, for longer journeys within minutes. We started transporting ourselves in a much more organized and coordinated way when public transport became easier, quicker, and more convenient than the car. Now I can hardly believe that we accepted congestion and traffic jams, not to mention air pollution from combustion engines. What were we thinking? I'm having a conversation in a vehicle in 2011 about this here that's written on Forbes from their World Economic Forum in 2016. They try to hide it, but it's still here. Sometimes I use my bike when I go see my friends. I enjoy exercise and the ride. It kind of gets the da 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 da. We don't pay any rent because someone else is using our free space whenever we don't need it. My living room is used for business meetings when I'm not there. We work. And now everybody buying Airbnbs, right? When Airbnbs become the standard. This is again 2016. This is already written. This was written and was worked on and was studied for years before this was written. Since 2000 something, this was the narrative that was moving forward. Since the 2000 glitch of how our economy was locked to computers. That was the first fear. Like, hey, something's going to happen where all of your finances and all the banking and everything's going to freeze because something happens with the digits and it messes up everything. Everything's relying on machines. That was just the fear to be able to let you know. Now it was like the birth cry, like the machine controls all of your finances. You are now on the machine. The 2000 glitch was now a warning shot to say your data, all of it, is machine reliant. There's no paper no more. Now an AI has all of your data bits and is reading all of your data bits because they're scraping everything on the web and we're just giving it to free. Give it to free. Facebook gets the NSA's awards for the best software and espionage ever created in history. Shopping, I can't remember what that is. For most of us, it has been turned into choosing things to use. Sometimes I find this fun, and sometimes I just want the algorithm to do it for me. It knows my taste better than I do. When AI and robots took over so much of our work, we suddenly had time to eat, sleep, and, well, spend time with other people. Sleep well and spend time with other people. The concept of rush hour makes no sense anymore since the work that we do can be done at any time. I don't really know if I would call it work anymore. It's more like thinking time, creation time, development time. Thinking time, creation time, development time. What am I doing? What do I keep talking about in Toxic Thoughts? I think, I create something, an idea or some art or whatever, and I develop a project to be able to deliver that in multiple regards so that I can scale up the workload and have all of my catalog in one place so I can do things like business. Like, hey, if I have my assets catalog for myself, and then of course my system can catalog other assets, I can make a service out of that, but I'll make it for myself first. And then as I catalog all my assets, I could then, because I'm a business, say, here's my assets. Hey, banking, when y'all are done with the economy messing you up and you're ready to issue loans again, because I know you're about to freeze all the loans and mess up everybody in a second. Like when you're ready to do capital again, look, I have assets that I've been generating interest in and generating assets and utility with. Like, I want 5 times earning. Can you hit me with a loan real quick? You know, it's 5 times earnings. Okay, I can get that loan. Thank you so much. Now I'm going to do this with that over there. We've got to get back into our swag, y'all. It's time to get back to work. What is your work? You haven't created none. What is your economy? You haven't created none. Where is your commerce? You haven't created none. Like, you're relying on these idiots on voting polls and all this stuff, and you've created nothing. Where is your assets? How are they stored? We know this. What have you done? Did you create a spreadsheet in Google Sheets? Do you have sales and tracking? You track nothing? You do nothing. You get paid for nothing. This is a credit system. If you want something out of this system, unfortunately, it needs to be digitized. That includes your labor. How much work have you put in? Can you prove it? Here's all the digital works. I'm putting a catalog together. If I want to write it later down the line and have my robot push it to Wiki, don't I have a library of content and thought to do so? I showed you the automation system that I'm using to be able to market my product. Not only will I market my product, I can market t-shirts, I can market clients, I can do a lot. What I'm getting ready to do, I can do all of that. And if by fall, I want to take on some capital as a quote unquote employee, hint, hint, but I'm self-employed, so I'll just work for them for a while. Then I can write off all of that shit. I can write off the taxes of my work directly from my salary if I want to, or or I can just continue my business and keep it separate. Or I can contract myself and do things for me and do it for the business and write it in and bill myself so I can get paid and write it off in taxes. The corporation has taxes. We forget we're supposed to have corpse. You only have the one that you're all caps, your straw man. That's the only thing you have. You forget you had vessels. You forget the necessity of vessels. You forgot the maritime of this thing. Because pirates rob I and sold I to the merchant ship. You forget your way. That's why I say it's the Sephardic in me. It's the Sephardic in you as well. What are you doing? Like for real, where is your commerce? For real, where is it? Where? And the sad shit is we're giving up all our catalog. Like every one of these guys that have sold out, they passed on. They're like getting ready to whip their ass, and then they got it taken. Michael Jackson had half of Sony, boom, poof, he gone. And then the family gave it back. You sacrificed that boy's everything, and then you just gave it back to them? Okay, whatever. Look, my thing is, at this point, y'all, nobody's going to change nothing. Linda, listen, Linda. None of these people are going to do nothing, Linda. It doesn't matter who we vote in. Doesn't matter. None of that's going to matter. At this point, like, will that pay your, like, you're going to wait for a check? Is that that's what we're doing now? We're just going to keep waiting for, you're just going to keep waiting for the Fed. We're going to wait for that Fed bank account, for your Fed card, when they tell you what you're supposed to buy with it and what you can't buy with it. You're waiting for that to happen. Or you still don't think that this NWO 2.0 thing is just not a thing. You still think you got an economy? Like, really? Americana? You think I'm here with you. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I'm a sag. And I don't really pull punches because I'm an asshole to me. Like, I'm a worse asshole to me than you'll ever hear on here. So please don't take it personal when I say, what the fuck do you got? Like, my mother told me straight up one time when I was like, I just came back from the military in my army jacket lining, smoking weed on the staircase. I was mob deep in it because I wanted to go back to that. Found out when I got there everybody was twisting their fingers. And I was like, well, I did that too. I did that in the South. I didn't know we were doing that up north. But one night, my mom, she had a thing with her team at a bar. And I met this girl at this bar, and we hit it off. And we're dancing, and I'm like love at first sight. And when I got her number, I'm walking. I'm on light as a feather. I'm feeling nothing. I'm feeling amazing. My mom's like, "You seem real happy." I was like, "Yeah, I got this number from her," and she's just like, I don't know. I just got this vibe from her. And my mother said, "Don't call that girl. You don't have nothing to offer her. Don't ruin that girl's life." Do you know how cold-blooded that was? Man, it was like a punch to the face. And I was like, wow, that's how you really feel about me. Or is that you reflecting what you felt about my father and seeing my father in me? Ah, right. So I didn't call her. I let it go because she was right. I absolutely had nothing to offer that girl. Even in some of the relationships where I swore up and down we were gonna get married, those words still resonated in my head. What do you actually have to offer? And I'd work even harder because I believed in digital. I was just early. I was in Second Life early. Like I was making money in virtual worlds, and now everybody's talking about the metaverse. I'm like, I've already done that, been there, did it. I was making what represented about $133,000 in world. You have to divide it by 266 linden, so I made about $500 a month in Second Life. So I was already making some money. It wasn't a lot of money, but I could eat. I could take my girl out to dinner, but it was something. And then the economy hit. That 2007, 2008 hit and smacked a dude up because now people can't afford the broadband to be on Second Life no more. What's going to happen when people don't have that? Like, look, they printed a lot of money, and I know this is the Sabbath, and we're supposed to keep this thing separate, but we can't keep this separate right now because the pain in the family when there's no revenue coming in, the destruction, like the divorce comes from infidelity and finances. Those are the big sinkers. Like I'm getting ready to get married, and the biggest thing that like me and my future wife went through it. Like when I got laid off in 2016, like you know how it feels to like you'll feel worthless. You know how you can feel worthless as a man. Your girl is like you tell your girl to quit her job. You have a job. Then you get her up and running. She starts her business. You get her up and running. Everything's going. Then you lose your job. Then you got to work for her. But I did it with pride, not negative. I did it with respect because I had to put down my crown for a second, my own pride, and I had to support my queen. That's what I had to do. Not because I had to, no, that's what I had to do. Like I had to do that. Like that's the only thing I had. I had nothing else. I didn't believe web development was going to work anymore. I believe that the whole web designer, my WordPress hustle was over. And I didn't have another thing in the tank. Like maybe I can do some social media marketing, but that's money and I don't have money like that. I'd have to create a way to communicate at scale, and I don't know how to do that because I don't even know how to run a business at scale because these servers are too weak. So I started learning Amazon Web Services years ago. That was my transition. Let me learn Amazon, start putting some money out of my own pocket. First, you get a whole year for free. So I just try to keep a small little light sales server and try to hook WordPress on that. And then I start learning Amazon. Then I was like, okay, that doesn't work. I don't want to be a network administrator. I didn't want to leave what I just did to now have to maintain networks and update server codes. I don't want to do all that. No. That's not what I came in the game for. So I don't want to get deeper into a technology stack that's going to get wiped out in a second. No, that's a waste of time. I don't want to do that. So for the last few years, I've been trying to figure out what the next move is. What's going to be that next transition? Because what we have right now ain't going to work no more. And this is all I got. What I have is you have to understand you are your own business now. You are it. You're no longer an employee. Even if you get an employment as a job, you're still self-employed because you can get fired and you can get made redundant. They can let you go. You're basically a temp now. If you can think like that and you can understand your job is temp, well, now you can just switch to contracting your own work. What do you do? What services can you do well? What are you skilled at? and begin to offer those services. Like, stop trying to sell the physical products and start helping people get their crafts done. What have you done? Like me, I'm getting ready to show you everything on how you create a song. Like, I just finished this morning. I recorded a part where you basically record on your phone. You start from your phone, and then you, boom, bring it into Studio One. Like, not bring it into Studio One, but you bring the idea. Now that you recorded it, you can listen to it, and you can bring that idea into Studio One. And I'm going to show you how I lay the melodies out with just my voice, like via beatbox, and build the entire thing up. Then add the instrumentations. Then add the layers of the vocals. Then putting the hook together. Like, I already have the hook. Like, putting all of that together, layering everything, doing the mixing process, doing the mastering process, and putting it out as a project to earn royalties as a single, instrumental, and as a song, 2-part. This way it just launches. You can call it an EP or whatever, or a little maxi single. And now the instrumental is out, and now that whole song is out, and now you can get royalties the hard way. I uploaded to CD Baby, start making guap. Then add 7 to 8 more tracks, make a new album, pop that one out after that. Drop another single as a public thing, and then start getting utility out of your product. Because if you're on CD Baby, Facebook is open, Spotify is open, YouTube is open. These are all places that Instagram and Facebook will get you. TikTok, you can make royalties. Reso, whatever that thing that they have from TikTok, their music platform, you can make royalties. Google Play, you can just start getting visibility. And even if like me, utility, take your stuff, pop it to something else, make a channel for something, and have your music play on the back end. And if somebody is shareable or whatever, now all of a sudden your stuff is shareable, it's making money on a consistent basis. And it's riding and piggybacking off of some other shareable content. Like, you don't need to be the brand. You just need to get utility for your material. Let them be the brands of whatever they want. You like anime? All right, make an anime YouTube short site. And then put your music behind it. Find your favorite scenes and put your music behind it. Then if anybody likes that anime, you've got hundreds of thousands of people being introduced to your music, whether it be your instrumentals or whether it be like, create a playlist that's like a lo-fi playlist or whatever, right? And create and put other playlists with it. And then as a part of that, put a link in the description to not only that one individual song that they can go listen to, or where all that stuff's going to be at, or what you like, the YouTube channel, the Spotify link. Like, that's the reason why I'm making mine automated. All of that information for all of that song, I want all that catalog. I can get it from the API. And then when I piece together my marketing material and I put it out, it can be associated with any of that. This is how I can broadcast myself. Like, I had to figure out how to get me out in a way. And the same thing is what you're going to have to do for you or for whomever. Like, you can turn it into a business. And you can begin to do that for other people, i.e. what I'm doing with Toxic Hustle. Hey, if I can do it for myself, eat my own dog food, and I can do it for other people, I say, hey, right now it'll be $19.99. Boom. All right, fine. But unlike the other place where you're paying $19.99 to, you can probably sell your stuff, but you're selling your stuff on a market with a whole bunch of oversaturated, whatever. I'm being very specific of who I choose because I want usable product. Like, look, I'm not taking everybody in the freaking world. That's just not open. Toxic Hustle is not an open free for all. I am going to be like, we're going to have a selection process. There's going to be like, of course, the tribe is going to be some of the biggest council members on the review process. You know, ambassadors of taste type beats. So like, and then there's other things that we do besides just music. There's art. Like, I want to work on, I have stories in my head that I want to turn into basically manga that could then be turned into anime, especially when we have the animation motion caption suits and you turn them like 3D objects, your 3D object characters into, basically you can just move them around with your 3D motion caption suit and you can basically animate all your 3D objects just with your body, which is sick. And then you can create a business where now you take that 3D and you can even throw a cartoon filter on it and can make it look at like manga style. And you can either sell that, license that, make an NFT out of this businesses. That's why I said, like, look, I need y'all to understand that whatever you're feeling, these stresses, this pain, the transition to be able to start freeing up your spirit just a little bit, to brush some dust off your shoulders. Not even dust, because you don't hold dust on your shoulders. Y'all hold the weight of the world on your shoulder. You hold the stress of the pain, of the loss of everything we've seen in our DNA on your shoulder. Judah, our way. Not lost, but just subjugated. My thing is, we don't concentrate on how to strengthen the nation because we are not a nation. Even if you have people that vote, that doesn't a nation make, especially as a people feel subjugated, don't feel like they're a part of the dialogue. They're not part of the commerce. They're not owning part of the networks. They're not shaping their own vision. Well, that's what you have to do as a people now. Individually, every single person now has to take ownership of their own vision. Every employer is having a problem finding people to work for them because everybody still wants an employee. And I'm saying, I told my girl, I was like, you're going to have to find owners. You need to start thinking about how to franchise recipes where they can come in and develop. And when they leave, they can still be making money because their recipes are still within the system making, they're still out there. We're still selling the meals. And since we're selling the meals and you develop that meal, you should still get your royalties from it since you developed that product and you were cooking that product. So you would get the cooking, but since you're not cooking it anymore and somebody else is cooking, they'll get that cooking portion of it, but you were getting the cooking and the royalties. Well, now you'll just get the royalties for the recipe because it's a money selling item. And those royalties might go up or down. We'll know. Depends on the what's going on with profit margins. So this is the idea that all of us have to start doing. Like me, I eat my own food. I'm not going to tell my girl this is what you need to do, and this is what I'm building. I need to build a place where I have person inside a database, and that person could be a producer. That person could be a producer and an artist. That person could be a producer, a artist, a graphic designer, a investor, a mentor, a tutorial maker, right? These keywords or action titles could be used to be able to give more usability to a user to the website. So basically Fight Club theory. The more you want to do, the more you want to create inside the system, the more you determine your level of involvement. Fight Club. You determine how far your catalog goes. Or you do it yourself. I've given you every tool. I've shown you in the Discord exactly how to build out your own tools. Be fishers of men. Right? We've got work to do. Like, I'm not here doing no prosperity, none. I'm like, look, there's 10 things that we need to do, 10 command lines that keep you kind of in tune with your tribe. It's just to keep you tuned up. Then our king said, love your brother as you love yourself, because you're vain. That's basically it. Like, you're vain, and since you're vain, you put that vanity for somebody else. You care that much that you care for you, your vain ass ish. You take that and put it on somebody else and do something for them with the same intensity. That's what I'm trying to do. With the same intensity of my vanity for me, I want to be able to push y'all to do, not in vain as the negative side, but saying, find some way to help someone else. I wanted to be in my neighborhoods, being able to make songs from the people in the neighborhood near me. Now my neighborhood happens to be on the internet. I have tools, resources that I see online, and I show you that I can create my own project management systems, task management systems. I can create my own systems to manage my data. And with that, I can create my own semi-economy. Why? The ones and zeros, y'all. I get royalties. That's ones and zeros. I can sell services. That's ones and zeros. I can sell products. That's ones and zeros. All of that is in one system. If I want to do consultation works, the data from that goes into my invoice management software and gets sent as an email out to the client to get work done. Then I get that workload and I can issue work to whoever wants to work with. What do you know what to do? So what do I have to build? I have to build basically a skills board, not a jobs board, but a skills board inside ToxicHustle so that I know what people's skills are. Do you know Photoshop? Do you know this? Do you know that? Hey, if you meet some of these things, here's some availabilities, and here's how much I can issue out of what we got, out of the budget, so that I don't have to do it. I can offload it. And that could be graphic projects, that can be automation projects, that can be media projects, mixing, mastering. Even if it's being sent to automation and I don't have to send it to the automation myself, and it can be managed to come back in a clean way because there's a structure to it, that I don't care. As long as the client is happy. If that's, they like, look, we don't need the whole, your 8 hours of mixing. I don't even need that. Half the time, I'm just going to take the MP3 that I get from some kid, slam a couple of things on it and just throw it out. Okay. If it's good enough for me to put it on CD, baby, it's good enough to broadcast. I just like it clean, as much as possible. But I'm not trying to spend 20 hours on tracks anymore. Like, that's not productive. I can do that for certain things, but look, that's cool. Woo, 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 that's cool. Woo, woo. So how do you strengthen your nation? The only way you strengthen your nation is to be able to, what do you bring to the table? What are you doing? How are you helping? What are you creating? Because you got to be a creator. You got to create something. It can't be just a single product. Here, I make a beat. Okay, what is that doing? No negative to making our music. There's no negative to that. But is it helping you? Is it even helping you that you made that beat? Is it helping you? Are you making money on that beat right now? Do you have a library of 10 to 15 songs you're not doing shit with? Why aren't you packaging it up, putting $30 on it, throwing it on CD Baby, and then just telling people it's out there and getting some royalties so at least you can make $25 to $50? That's a meal. At bare minimum. That's one meal off your plate. I don't think we take the credits we get serious enough anymore. There's no Santa Claus, as MG says. There's no Santa Claus, y'all. There's none. The government check is not Santa Claus. Getting a job is not Santa Claus. Ask the bankers that got laid off this week. Ask the investors that got laid off this week. Ask the million of investors that lost billions of dollars in the last 2 months. They lost billions, y'all. I don't have a Sabbath talk to bring just finance physicalities. Like, no, I want you to understand that none of their ideals are going to work anymore. The puppet masters strings they ain't got enough cash flow for the ball-ish no more. It doesn't mean that there's no credits out there. It just means those credits are spread around. People did a lot of speculation, y'all. There was a lot of speculation. Speculation means money's in the system. There's US dollars in the system. There is US Tether in the system. There's US dollar coin in the system. Yes, there's Bitcoin in the system, and there's Ethereum in the system. I'm not investing in any, but I will take it. I will dig into a bunch of Discords and see what's going on in these groups and see where I can offer services. Companies need physical services. All of these social coins are supposed to be businesses. The ones that are actually good will have cash flow. They just got paid. And they won't have as much budget anymore because their coin price is going to drop down tremendously. But if they have good utility, it won't drop by much. But Bitcoin's going to pull shit down. At the end of the day, what services, subscriptions, how do you ride this ish out if you don't have nothing else? You're going to have to work on your creative force. What art do you do? Can you do services for others? Can you service others? You'll get paid. All right, cool. That's just keep it moving. Just keep doing that over and over and over again. Make sure your PayPal or whatever you're going to do to get your money in. How do you do it in a faster way so maybe you don't have to talk to every single customer? Do you have a pipeline to onboard? That's what I'm building for me. I'm not saying you got to wait for me. I'm just saying, hey, do something. Strengthen yourself so you can strengthen your people. The minute you do that, the minute you're thinking about how you strengthen someone else outside of yourself, the minute you do that, something's going to change in you. Immediately. Now, I won't say immediately. It takes time. But it will be immediately, it starts changing in your life because you've already made the adjustment of thought to say, okay, well, how do I partner up with others better? Let me show you something right now on how you can give away your music. Okay? Right now, you take your catalog, take some dope songs that you like and package it all together, right? Package it up. Put it on CD, baby. Throw you whatever it is, $25, $30, whatever it is, throw it on there. Get it in there. About 6 to 8 weeks later, it should be distributed through all the networks. I don't know why it takes so damn slow, but hey, it takes time, whatever. It gets through all the systems, it cycles through. You've got all your links, right? So now that your music is now published, what you do is you take that music, you package up those MP3s, you create a page, and for an email address, you give them the damn songs. They record on it. They do whatever they want with the music. You're now making signatures on all of it. So now you can give away music and still earn your royalties on top. If they use it for a project, hey, you can now, if you don't want to give it to rappers, hey, let's get utility, right? Let's say it's all instrumentals. Then what you do is you go to Twitter, you find every single person that's in the film director biz and say, I've got free soundtracks. Just go here. You can get 20 tracks for free. Use them however. If you just find, like, my thing is, my biggest royalties right now is YouTube and Facebook. So you don't think I can get it to somebody that I can circulate myself on Facebook myself or circulate it on YouTube myself as a short or something like that and earn my royalties? Like, I'm going to build out channels that I can get utility. Just being part of narratives. Whether it be the things I like. If it's tech, I can have a whole tech short of all the tech videos I watch, clip them all up, get all the clips. That's what I'm building. Hold on. That's what I'm building. Like, literally, this is the idea I'm building out. Right? My media, the full length of whatever video or media, the video, the news article. So there's tags. If it's a video, is it an article, whatever, right? Then clips. So if it's a video, or if clips could be like, I took a screenshot of a page, right? So these clips make up that media. Then all the shared locations for where any of these things have gone to, it would be here. And then where they were shared. And this is the network. So this is going to be where all these locations, this would just have where all the networks are and what those network pages are. So this would just be tied together so that this database ties with this database. So then now I know what network it is, where that network URL is, and then what did we share and what clip it was. I can have all that data tied together. Now and then I can get the data and saying, okay, well, what's the numbers and the counts on that? What's the views and visibility on that? Could I not charge for services for clients for managing their social media content? And again, you see what's up here. I'm using Notion. I understand there's other software out there like Obsidian and all that other stuff, but I need a business software that interacts with API and I can build out business systems. So I can start taking care of my own commerce. So what I tell y'all, everything you've heard me talk about isn't me talking hyperbole or opinion or hopium. I got no cap in my rap. I have no time for that shit. I know what I'm talking about because I've been in multiple industries and I've watched the bullshit and I'm like, okay, I want the shortest distance between me and my capital. If I don't need 15 talking heads to tell me how to make royalties, I just told you how to make your own royalties. I just showed you how to make your own distribution. That simple. No course, no class necessary for that simplicity. Now that you have your royalties by uploading the CD Baby, now that you freaking got your royalties, you distribute that crap to as many places as you can. Create channels and short channels to be able to spread your stuff, like or hand it out to like TikTok people. Just get it out to people. The signatures pick up your ish because CD Baby has all your signatures. And then you get all the royalties. And then you take those royalties and you either eat or you reinvest them. My suggestion is always take 10% of your earnings and save it. Then, pay some of your bills, but always, always save yourself 10%. Always put away 10% for yourself. You can reinvest the rest if you want or pay bills, but I say reinvest the rest. Use a job, i.e. self-employment for a bit, working as a contractor, even if you're employed by them or they just hire you as a temp. Take that money and then that's what you pay your bills with. Just have serviceable skills, y'all. This Notion, being able to create and craft this for a business that's a smaller business, I can go out there and work anywhere. Or if I use this for marketing and I can market for any client, I can take on clients. I can take on marketing clients. I can then franchise my marketing agency with other people and work with that. You know what I'm saying? I can have all of this built into my system. I can build a system where I have people that are managing social media profiles and getting paid. Because I am managing as a social media project inside the system as a proof of concept, as entity, one entity. Like the first entity is ToxicHustle as a brand by itself. As a media company, it's the first one. I'm number 2. And the food company that my girl has is number 3. So I've already got it in such a way where I'm scaling up to multiple clients. So now it could easily be a marketplace. Well, not really. It could be a marketplace and it could be a service place where I can offer services. I can be my own Fiverr for myself. Hence, if I wanted to be able to do some work on Fiverr and send them a thank you from ToxicHustle and be sure to sign up for over here, and I can get the, you know what I'm saying? Might be able to, just saying. I don't want to say, just saying, this is a great way to be able to build yourself a team. All right. Because you're going to have to be your own outsourcing. You need to be your own media agencies. I tell every client, you are your own media company now. And none of them have wanted to listen to me for the last 2 years. Actually, the last 5 years, sorry. Before this whole Rona thing. I've been telling them and warning them, you're going to have to become your own media client. You're going to have to figure out how to broadcast. They thought that they could just still do email. They thought they could still, I'm just going to put a Facebook ad. What happens if nobody's viewing Facebook? Oh, there'll always be something there. There's a lot of robots out there. You know that, right? So basically, you're paying for robotic views of people that are never going to buy your product. Oh, no. That's a fake article, fake news. Okay, fine. Do you know what? They stopped paying on Facebook. They stopped. They no longer do that. I asked them, well, why don't you do Facebook anymore? Oh, we didn't see any ROI on it. We didn't get any results. Mm. But of course, you can't tell them I told you so. I try to be very direct with my clients. Hey, that competitive advantage you think you have with your software is not going to be there. You think that artificial intelligence website thing that you're building, you're going to get people to do 10,000. I said, hey, in 5 years, I'll be able to build that for under $1,000. It is less than 5 years later. I can build it for under $200 now. I already gave y'all the tech stack. It's in the Discord. The same thing he said he could do. I made a smart website. Here. No, I can't do that because his client name is on there. But anyway, it's in the show reel. It's in the show reel where I did a video for a client. And I warned the client, hey, that technological advantage you think you have for smart websites, I'm going to be able to build that on my own. Guess what I just did? I built it on my own. The only thing you got to hook it up to is OpenAI. Oh, Elon did that one too. So you can hook it up to whatever AI, but all AIs are going to hook into OpenAI for the most part. I mean, there'll be others, but that's going to be the number one. Microsoft already has it. So since Microsoft has it, it will be the dominant AI in the field. And Google uses OpenAI. So it's going to be the dominant in the field. And then, of course, Amazon will pillage something from OpenAI and use some of it. And it will be the dominant AI in the field. They're just trying to make their own thing, trying to do their own thing. But they're coming up short, and they'll end up getting that in a couple years. What does that mean? Right now, you can do all of that yourself. With automation, you can do all of that yourself. So what does it serve you to gain the world, but lose your soul? That was the toughest thing for me to think about. Like, well, how do I give unto Caesar's what's Caesar's? But then I don't want the world because I don't want to lose my soul in it. So how do I earn without jeopardizing my principles? This is how I do it now. I can't give you whatever some reverend's going to give you as far as try to give you some spiritual hope. All I can tell you is Father just wants you to maintain through your days that these waters are going to be rough, man. That we have to understand the change is coming, and regardless if we like it or not, people are going to put a computer inside their head. And we don't know what the ramifications of that crap's going to be because, hell, monkeys are pulling their fingernails off now. Yeah. Yeah, see? I'm just going to sit back and kind of watch the bobo happen. But at the same time, you need choices. You need capital and cash flow. Do you understand that in the next few years, you will be able to buy citizenship with whatever currency you want? And it does not have to be USD. They actually will prefer that you use something else. Commodities will be purchased in these digital currencies, giving them more weight once they're being used for the asset class over the dollar, making the dollar weaker. It's happening now. This whole narrative that we're seeing is done with people that do the same handshakes. We see the handshakes. We know how the handshake looks like. We know the books that they use where they show you where the handshakes are. So all I'm saying is we all know that whether they're blue or red, they all worship the same purple. You know, the man with the fish hat. Unfischtum. Right? So if you understand that the narrative is they want you to have nothing, it means you're going to need to have assets, at least have a corporation. Or at least treat yourself as one, i.e., write off your domicile. Are you writing off your home in taxes? Do you have a room where your laptop is? Can you measure off that room and make sure that you like measure all the square footage of wherever you live? Take one room, turn it into an office. I like the living room. It's pretty damn big. So I'll sit there and work in there, or my girl works in there and we spend more time in there. Well, then guess what? That's the office. But I've tried, you have to make it an office. It can't just be a living room. So what you can do is take your biggest bedroom, take the biggest bedroom you got and turn that into office. Now, when I was in New York, I turned the living room into my office because it was specifically for that. I had no couches. There was no TVs in there. It was a computer screen. It was a chair and my green screen to be able to do 3D work for music videos. I could take the screen work, put somebody into a virtual world, and then kind of try to do layer work with it like I would do in Photoshop to try to turn into a music video. I was just trying shit out, just seeing if it worked. Could I turn After Effects into a Photoshop that moves? And just stick the person inside the layer. Because you can leave the layers inside After Effects. I could take a Photoshop file of a rendering of the scene, and this like static rendering, layer everything up with everything that I want, the overlays and everything else, and then I then take that green screen file of myself and stick it inside the video, basically. So now I was inside. That's what I did for Ty Durden's video. F-Ty. Now, in doing that, what did I learn? I learned After Effects. I learned Premiere. I learned Photoshop more for video work. I learned the video process. Could I not put that on my resume and use it as a serviceable job skill? Yes. Could you use it for consulting? Yes. Could that be paid to your PayPal? Yes. Could you swipe your PayPal and go get Church's Chicken like I did? Yes. I did it during the MySpace age. I'm trying to get y'all ready for this next one because this next one's painful. If you ain't automating and you ain't got robots making money for you, I don't know what you're going to do, man. If you think it's going to be on your one track, every... No. We are moving, that data is moving at 20 videos a day. Attention span is 9 to 10 seconds. Like we've got chipmunk attention spans. And you've got to deal with that with your business on top of it. And then you're still trying to sell a beat? No, homie. Get your utility up. Please get your utility up. It's not about making beats anymore. It's utilizing your music because they're digitally watermarked and you need to get utility because the royalties are... You're getting micropayments, bruh. You're getting Bitcoin type money. Like 0.00001 type beats. So you're going to have to do a lot of streams to get it up. Pause. But those streams, like I said, utility is, hey, here's one. I like anime. Okay, I'm going to create an anime clip site. I'm going to take the clips from the scenes from the dopest that I see from anime, and I'm going to soundtrack that ish with my music and put it out on a clip thing, and then I'm going to promote that thing, and I'm going to turn it into a channel, and I'm going to broadcast that ish out. And it's going to be like a network, a small little channel that I broadcast, like my little ABC. And then I'll take my views and this, and then maybe somebody might want to buy that channel later. Real estate. You dig me? Domain names are real estate. I can sell a domain name, buy a domain name, build it the hell out, and sell it. 5 times earnings. I'm trying to strengthen my people and telling y'all, you're going to have to figure it out for yourself because there is nothing on these streets for you. I can pray all day. I can be on my hands and knees. Father, please give them something. Give them something. Yo, it's getting tight on these streets, Father. I mean, yo, we can't even walk black no more. I can't even jog down the street without somebody trying to shoot me or lynch me. And I'm supposed to be comfortable on these streets, and we getting more and more hungry, so I know my wolves is out. I remember what the 80s looked like. As a kid, my mom was terrified. She was bougie. And she saw Brooklyn. She was living out there. She saw Harlem. She saw the Bronx. It was blown out. Bronx in the 80s. This is my childhood, man. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder why I keep from falling under. Broken glass everywhere. Broken glass everywhere. Everywhere. Look at the church burned out, man. Come on, man. This is the collapse society, man. It's like it blown out, burnt out. Bruh. That's my childhood. And we getting ready to go right back to that. You don't think that this economy, the everybody's gonna get a 2-house and a whatever? You got you're supposed to have a family, a house, a picket fence, 2.5 kids, and a dog. Where's that dream for people like this? Where's that reality? We don't get that same identity. We don't get that same avenue. What I want y'all to do is begin to take this world for what it is telling you it's going to do. It's going to transform how you work into you're not moving. That's something that annoys people that work hard for a living. My dad always said, work smarter, not harder. Use your head for more than a hat rack. And I never could understand that, because then when I worked smarter and I came up with a smarter way to do something and I did it faster and better than him, I would get in trouble for it. Like I was being a smartass. The first thing I ever came up with was I was like, yo, what if I took a scrubbing brush and I put it at the end of a drill? And then I could clean the tub even faster. Because the scrubbing brush for the tub basically is the same kind of scrubbing brush for the toilet, but they make one that's round. I wonder if we could put a drill head on that and then boom, put it in a drill bit and then I could just clean the tub. Because the same way he was using a sander to sand wood, I was like, well, why couldn't I sand the tub? Just use something less abrasive, like the plastic scrubber, and do the same exact thing. Well, guess what? Somebody did that. These are the things for yourself and your family, because your tabernacle, you need time to be able to spend time with your word. You need time for that. You need time to be able to spend time with your truth. To spend time with your business. To try to spend time with your family. So that you can try to serve your people. And once you do that, then go ahead and pick that crown back up and put it back on your head and do something with it for your people. Because until our king comes, because he's King of Kings, We have to be kings amongst ourselves. But we don't have to wait to be noble. You can be noble today. You didn't lose it. You just misplaced it. You forgot who you were. And I just want to remind you. So y'all be safe out on these streets.